Hi everyone, this is Jen from crystalguidance.com, and I am doing a review on the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle by Judy Hall. This is the one that is getting ready to be released in June of 2016, and since there's a lot of similarities between this deck and her previous one, which was released in November 2013, I figured I would talk about the differences between the two, the similarities. That way you know what you're getting, especially if you already have the first one and you're really curious what this new one has to offer. So I will get to this one in a bit, but our primary focus right now is on her new one, the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. I really like how this new one opens versus this previous one. This one did come with the carnelian, the new one does not. Got a nice sized guidebook, which I'll get into in a little bit here. Right, the cards are broken up into 5 suits, which are called the multi-dimensional vibrations. There are 10 cards in each suit, giving this deck a total of 50 cards, whereas the previous one only had 4 suits, so it had 40 cards in it. So you're getting an additional suit and an additional 10 cards in this deck. So the suits start out with the more earthly vibrations, and then they move their way up into higher vibrations. The suits are the earthly suit, the healing suit, cosmic, integration, and then the new suit, which is the additional new 10 cards, is the interactive. Which actually, let me go ahead and show you those cards each individually real quick. We have Howlite, Rhodozite, Purpurite, Rhodochrosite, Herkimer Diamond, Ancestralite, Eye of the Storm, which if some of you have seen this, it's also known as Judy Jasper, Graphic Smoky Quartz, and Charoite. As you see, the cards are a nice size for handling. Now the deck's still new, so I haven't gone through and shuffled it yet. But some don't prefer to do it this method. Oh, let's see. I didn't do that very well. Apologize. I'm trying to do it over the camera. There we go. And because I haven't separated up my deck yet, it's still a little sticky. This is my preferred method of shuffling, and as you see, they shuffle quite nicely like that. Well, they will once I work with them anyway. All right. So as you see, they've only got one photo of the crystal on each deck. They're beautiful photos. I think some of them are a little on the dark side. But, you know, like I said, they're beautiful examples. Since there is only the crystal and then the name of the crystal on the deck, that means that you're going to need to know the properties of the crystal in order to be able to give your intuitive readings, or you're going to have to consult the guidebook. The numbers that you see on here correspond with the book. So since it's just one happens to be on top, we've got 29 with the Nirvana quartz. And it makes it a lot easier to try and find them in here. Whereas the previous book, they did not have the numbers on there, which I'll bring out in just a minute. As you see on here, we've got the different chapters, so the different crystal vibrations of their suits. the earthly. And they are numbered up here, which makes it a lot easier. We were on 29, so we're all the way over here. There's beautiful coloring. Zoom a little bit. You can see the color picture to match. We've got in here just a little bit about what the crystal is about, self-understanding, the divination message, which actually it offers a couple of different ones. So for Nirvana quartz, for example, it says, step off the karmic round and allow the karma of grace to manifest. Open yourself to receiving enlightenment. Recognize this as new beginning and fresh energy. If you're experiencing traumatic times and soul changes, relax and wait for a resolution. Do not push against the river, go with the flow. You've got healing insights of what that crystal can help you with. It's got its frequency, the chakra it relates to, the timing of the year. So in this case it says Pisces, and then soul path, such as embodying enlightenment on earth. This same information is in the previous book. Let me go ahead and pull that out. I'll set the cards over here. That way we can start comparing the two. All right, so you see, the guidebook's actually smaller. The new guidebook has 120 pages, and 42 of those have healing information. So it goes quite into depth with such things as first aid solutions, healing affinities for the organ systems and applications for each card. And then there's a brief information on 16 of the chakras. I'm pretty sure it was in the back. Oh, no, it was in the front. So these cards can really be worked with on the energetic level, in addition to working with them for oracle readings. So if you really need grounding or protection, go ahead and grab that card number 1, our black tourmaline. All right, there we go, our first aid solutions. So for like stress, tension, or inadequate rest, it recommends the Orlite 23, Amethyst, or Selenite cards, face down on your forehead or face up behind your head. You've got the different healing affinities, such as black tourmaline. It says the organs or systems, energetic meridians, spinal column, immune system. Applications for detoxification, EMF, induced disease, debilitating or chronic disease, dyslexia, arthritis, or pain relief. The different healing vibrations, more of those, they go into one for each of the cards. And then they go into the different chakras, as I mentioned. And it's not just your basic 7. We've got other ones such as the Earth Star all the way up to the Stellar Galaxy. I'm sorry, Stellar Gateway. I really should stop trying to read over the camera. And it will go into those different ones and what they work with, such as the higher heart or the thymus, working for psychic and physical immune system, thymus gland, lymphatic system, elimination and purification of the organs. Goes into laying on the stones, where and how, different layouts. This one definitely goes into significantly more information than the previous one. Like I said, this book has 120 pages with 42 of them with healing information versus the previous deck, or the previous book I should say, has 80 pages, and only 19 of those are geared towards the healing information. Both of the guides do include information on the cards, such as their different, there you go, the different multidimensional vibrational suits. So they'll both go into that information. They both tell how to work with the cards and offer 5 different reading layout suggestions. The difference with this book is you'll notice it has healing insights here at the beginning of the chapter for that specific suit, whereas in this one it is actually included in each crystal. So that way you don't have to revert back to the beginning of the book just to find the healing insights for that one. So I really do like that. But let's see, compare the two. There is a size difference for how much text there is. It's a little more condensed in the new book, but like I said, I think it really makes up nicely with all the new healing information that it does offer on there. And the previous cards, like I said, are pretty much identical. This one I've used quite a bit, so we're all shuffled up over here. Aha! I found their Nirvana. We just had that one. So you can see the colors around there for the suits. It did change color slightly. That's probably since, you know, they added in the new color for the new suit. The pictures are identical. The new ones are a little bit smaller. That's not a big deal. They're not too much smaller. But like I said, over the new versus the old ones, I really like the fact that it's got the numbers on there. That makes it so much easier to find what you're looking for in the book. Previously, I would have to go and look at the front, and I even wrote the colors on here just to make it a lot easier to try and find what I was looking for. It was still quite difficult because there's no alphabetical order to it or anything like that. I'm trying to think if there is anything else to add to it. I think that is it. My personal opinion, if you already have the deck, you have to think to you whether it's worth it for the extra information that's in the guidebook, which I do find very helpful. I apologize, my neighbor's dog just got let out and he doesn't like me being in my own backyard. Okay, I apologize. Anyway, the previous book doesn't have nearly as much information. It's a little bit harder to work with. The new cards are definitely a lot easier to look up. They have more information. If you're trying to decide between the two decks, I highly recommend the new one over the old one. This one definitely is going to offer you a lot more information. Plus you've got 10 more cards to add into the mix. So, you know, that's always awesome. Like I said, if you have the previous one, you have to decide if it's worth it for you to invest in a second deck that's going to have 40 of the same cards and the same information. You're just getting more information into the book and 10 more cards. So that one's up to you. I am thrilled that I got it though. I will be working with this deck instead of this one from now on. So if you end up seeing that I do weekly oracle card readings on my website, crystalguidance.com, and I also post it on my Facebook fan page, facebook.com/crystalguidance. I do them every Monday, so come and see me, and I will work on some more oracle card reviews for you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that this was educational and helped answer any of your questions. If you still have any other questions, post them below. I promise I will get back to you. Much love and crystal blessings.